Welcome back to our channel, where we update the fastest and most dramatic shocking developments, shocking secrets and unexpected twists of the hit movie Beyond the Gates. If you are a fan of breathtaking drama, terrifying twists and unpredictable plots, don't take your eyes off the screen. Because right after this is the latest and most intense development of the movie that is stirring up the whole community. It seemed that everything between Bill and Madison was entering a stable phase. When the two began to seriously discuss the future, about marriage and especially the desire to become parents. A shocking shock came down, destroying everything. Bill, a man who has always been strong, confident in himself, in his career and his physical health, did not expect that his body was being ravaged by a terrible disease that he was completely unaware of. What's more painful is that the person who knew everything was Madison, the woman he put all his trust in, the one who made him think that love and happiness were within reach. But the truth was more cruel than any nightmare Bill had ever imagined. Madison chose the cruelest moment to reveal everything. Not in the hospital, not when Bill was at his weakest, but when he was full of hope, when he confidently planned for a perfect family with beautiful children carrying his own blood. At that moment, Madison coldly announced to Bill a horrifying truth. He had cancer, and the cruelest thing was that it had completely robbed him of his ability to reproduce. From now on, the dream of becoming a father, of holding a child with his own body and bloodline, would forever be a distant dream that would never come true. That shock not only left Bill speechless, but also like a sharp knife stabbing deep into his self-esteem, into his faith and into all the hopes he had built up. All his future plans, his imaginations of children's laughter echoing in the small house, all collapsed in the blink of an eye. But what hurt Bill the most was not the illness, but Madison's cold calculation. She had known everything before, had kept that secret, even indifferently watched him happily, eagerly talking about the children in the future, which she knew deep down, was impossible. Bill could not believe that the woman he loved could be so cruel. Madison did not shed a single tear, did not show any expression of pity or sympathy for him. Instead, she stood there, her eyes cold, her words sharp as knives, each sentence, each word as if carefully calculated to cause maximum damage to Bill. She not only announced his illness but also turned it into a weapon to completely destroy his spirit. In that moment, Bill felt everything around him freeze, his heart stopped beating. All the blood rushed to his brain, his hands and feet trembled, but he could not react, his mind was spinning in a terrible dizziness. For many days after that, Bill was like a lost soul, living in a state of doubt, pain and endless inner turmoil. Every time he saw Madison, the image of the woman who once made his heart flutter, who was once a strong spiritual support, was now just a traitor, the embodiment of the ultimate pain he was suffering. Madison did not need to say anything more, each of her looks, each gesture was like a knife cutting into the wound that had not yet healed in Bill's mind. That cancer, with its cruel consequences, not only took away his health but also completely destroyed the self-image he had built. The dream of becoming a father vanished, the belief in his own body was also erased, leaving in Bill's heart only emptiness, bitterness and a hopeless despair. Bill used to think he was the one who controlled everything, from his career, finances to personal feelings. He used to be proud of his strong physique, of the promising future with Madison and their children. But it was all an illusion. A cruel joke of fate and the carefully calculated cruelty of the woman he once loved. Madison had staged a perfect play, in which Bill was a fool who did not know that he was becoming the main character in the tragedy of his own life. Every night, Bill struggled with nightmares, waking up with swollen eyes from lack of sleep, his heart heavy with unshareable pain. He avoided everyone, friends, family, colleagues, hiding in the darkness of secret rooms, where no one could see the weakness, the collapse that was tearing him apart from the inside. Each passing day only made him more tired, his body exhausted, his spirit broken. Bill looked at himself in the mirror, no longer recognizing the image of the confident, strong man of the past. Instead he was a failure, devastated and full of resentment. Madison was still the same, she continued to play the role of the perfect woman in front of everyone, hiding the truth, hiding her cold smile behind a beautiful mask. She calmly walked on Bill's pain, not caring about the deep wounds he was suffering every day, every hour. That further eroded Bill's already broken self-esteem and trust. He began to doubt everything, from the past, the present, to every word Madison had said, every hug, every kiss they had shared. How much of it was real, how much was just a pre-planned fabrication? Not only that, Bill began to notice unusual signs, the disjointed pieces of the story Madison had told gradually strung together into a complete conspiracy picture. He began to doubt not only Madison's feelings but also her true motives. Was it possible that she approached him from the beginning not because of love, but because of some deep plan? A carefully calculated plot, where his illness and infertility were just part of her calculations? That question haunted Bill every night, every day, driving him crazy. Filled with hatred but helpless, not knowing where to start to expose the truth, Bill realized that he had nothing left to lose: his future, his family. His dream of becoming a father were all buried under the grave of that cruel truth. He began to change, no longer a weak person who collapsed before the shock, but became a decisive, cold man, ready to do everything to expose Madison's true face. He secretly investigated, collected every clue, every evidence, every smallest lie that Madison accidentally revealed. Determined to bring everything to light, expose the fake face and the dark plots that she had hidden for so long. The next developments will certainly be even more dramatic when Bill enters a dangerous confrontation with Madison, where truth, lies, hatred and plots overlap, pushing everything into a spiral with no way out. Will Bill have the courage to fight and regain justice for himself? Or will Madison continue to gain the upper hand with her cold calculation and masterful psychological manipulation? All will be revealed in the next dramatic episodes of Beyond the Gates. If you don't want to miss any shocking details, click follow and subscribe to our channel today to continuously update the latest and most dramatic developments of the film. Hello and see you again in the next videos.